My name is Wenzo Lindor. This is the last recording of a free lecture. The free lecture was sponsored by the Awakening Our Inner Power Masterclass. The masterclass is part of a foundation that optimizes our motivation and meaning to live the life we desire. It is also designed as the studying process that will allow us to dive into a world where we are inspired to achieve the consistent results we demand, improve our emotional intelligence quotient, and create the life we desire. Lastly, to learn about the upcoming masterclass series, visit lendorconsulting.com and follow the masterclass tab in the navigation bar. We are not a shadow ego. The formation of our thoughts creates a shadow ego. It is that little voice in the back of our heads. It operates in the emotional comfort zone of the mind and mostly where the emotional wounds data resides with false beliefs. I invite us to close our eyes and allow ourselves to imagine that we are looking out of a window of our thoughts, our feelings, and our emotions. As we are looking at them, are they us? How can they be us? So I invite us to stay within that place of awareness, a place where we usually do not notice. Nevertheless, it is always there. Now, no matter what the parts of the world of our thoughts, feelings, or emotions we may go away, we remain here in that place. Now, what is that us? Second, the shadow ego will interfere with that place of awareness and point out any potential pitfalls. And it wants us to conform to its conditional programs that keep us stuck. Its primary purpose is to sabotage our efforts to say yes to a vast palace of powers and possibilities. With an arsenal of weapons, the weapons can come up as unforgiving memories. Third, the shadow ego will do anything with its power to keep us shackled within the prison of fear, anxiety, codependency attributes, unhealthy conflict, and hopelessness. Perhaps this is an invitation for us not to look at ourselves to the eyes of the shadow ego, but from within the acute reality of our own cognitive and commit to our authentic self. It is also a call to awaken our power and realize that our shadow ego is not the essence of who we are. We don't have to identify with that voice as if it is the absolute truth. It is not. We must engage our shadow ego and not give it our attention with nothing to hold on to. We will find that its voice will start to disappear. From there, we can do the work to enhance the quality of our lives through information and bold action. This work must comply with our core values. It must also help us answer the following questions. Who am I? What is my identity? And why am I here? In short, a life with meaning is a valued life, and it is different for everyone. However, it is a life where our core values sustain our why as we act from the awareness that we are 100% the source of our reality. Meaning can also be found through interacting authentically with the environment and with others, giving back to our community through creativity and self-expression, and having a dynamic mindset. So from there, we can change our attitude when faced with a situation or circumstance that we cannot change. Lastly, we consistently focus on our past events and old emotional wounds. These events push us away from awareness and prevent us from being receptive to emotional wellness. So it is important that life is personal, and each event in our lives is caused by the choices we made and are making right now. So at every point of our lives, we are offered an opportunity to reinvent our lives by seeking a new course where we can choose to meet our authentic selves, dispel all the images of who we think we are, and let go of the past. That is, we will never happen again. We are in charge of our lives and bring meaning to into our lives. Bringing meaning into our lives and succeeding requires that we assume 100% responsibility for the authorship of the life we desire. We must also be receptive to emotional wellness and must confront the status quo of our fear and lay claim to invest on what we value and prescribe to an environment that supports emotional wellness. Convert into individuals who follow the road to authentic living and gain a clear understanding of our why, passions, needs, and core values. Become proactive, adventurous, and action oriented. The actions that will propel us to do the work that needs to be done to create a life with meaning, the life we desire. It is also true that as human beings, we crave more for life than mere survival. However, we cannot rise into more unless we take the road to transformational change. This is where we must approach our lives as the majority shareholders and eliminate the diversions that keep us from creating the life we want. So think about a life of meaning, a life without worry, and ask ourselves the following questions. What will it take to bring meaning to my life and achieve self-empowerment and self-actualization? What will it take to establish healthier habits and have a major insight into the meaning of my life? To establish healthier habits and have a major insight into the meaning of our lives, we have to grow. We do that through self-empowerment and self-actualization. For this allows us not to be ashamed or guilty about being human with flaws, imperfections, and weaknesses. We are also not critical of these aspects in other people. We respect ourselves and others. So it is important to note that we are adequate in doing the work to create a quality life and accept ourselves, others, and nature. As a result, we bring meaning to our lives and achieve self-empowerment and self-actualization. So think about this world as a place of competing tension with a great deal of uncertainty and ask ourselves these questions. Is it becoming more difficult to move beyond my old emotional pain? Where does my discomfort come from to create the life I desire? Where am I choosing to lock myself up within that place of an uncontrolled idea of beliefs, thoughts, and or feelings? No matter how we answer these questions, we must realize there can be underlying conditions that prevent us from achieving self-empowerment and self-actualization. That place can also be our reality in where discomfort lives. That discomfort comes from resisting the growth needed to become the individuals we need to be and bring meaning to our lives. Any day, we wish we can open our minds to new knowledge any day. We wish that we will start the process of bringing meaning into our lives and create the life we desire. We can do it immediately, next month or next year. We could also do nothing. We could pretend rather than perform. See, the choices are ours to make. So it is true that we have both the ability and the responsibility to make better choices beginning now. Why? Because life is short and unforgiving. The moths of time are eating away the fabric of our lives. And we cannot allow the shadow ego to keep us from enriching our human experiences through emotional competence and removing the conflicts that prevent us from finding the unwavering commitment to do the work. This work must empower us to being intelligence to our minds and allow us to tap into our inner power. It must move us to seek a new course where we can awaken our power and create a quality life. Lastly, this work, it must empower us to embrace confidence and discover a whole new way of living up to the true promise of our lives, the life we want. This marks the end of the recording, and so thank you for listening. I appreciate the support. I trust you will consider joining us for the next free lecture. And the next free lecture, we will invite us to reflect on the following questions and more. What does knowing our authentic self mean? How did we how will we know if we are moving toward creating a quality life? How will we know if we are living our core values? What will it take to discover an effective approach that will lead us toward getting what we want out of life? As for now, I wish all of us to uncover the reservoir of intelligence and choose to be receptive to the key points we need to seek a new course where we can awaken our power and create a quality life.